Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whatever time it is by you. I hope you're having a good day. I am coming off of having a bad day. I had a major headache yesterday, and unfortunately, I couldn't really do much at all. Like, I just kind of disappeared in the room for about a day. During that time, the only thing that happened on the negative side is our quick draft opportunity is just dwindling down. We're down to 3 hours and 15 minutes. So we're not going to go crazy here on this one. Depending on how we do, we might try to squeeze one more in. It would be a real like heavy squeeze and go kind of deal. Let's do one warm up um, with our draft deck because it has been a while since we've played with this deck, and what I can tell you is that unfortunately this deck has what do I say? Not a lot of power. It really requires you to utilize a lot of the tricks in order to accomplish, controlling the board a little bit and not getting run over, even by these little guys. It can be tough. So what I can do is I wouldn't use this on there, and I don't have the blue to do that. So we're just going to take the hit. That's fine. That I would use this on. Okay. So that just channels to help us get another land, and we can pass on that. We're actually okay on the land count. This thing will also help to, fight back the Kravokian just a bit. I think it's time for us to take him out. And we would be doing a 2-for-1 trade, but there's no reason to do that. We can maybe get our guy up to being a little bit better on the attack like this. So the Arm Guard Familiar is a really nice little trick to put on the double striker because it'll give it +2 and +1, and it will keep it in the realm of being kind of unbeatable. I'll tell you what, I still want to get the trades done, and we're going nowhere fast. I'm going to do the attachment, and I'm going to attack in with both. I'm also going to make their life a little bit harder, and then just see what happens here. We could get, well, murdered off the bat. Oh, did the ward get him? Oh, the ward got him. We will be losing our Gold-tailed Disciple, but we will be keeping our biggest threat, and that is FI any5. No blocks. Okay, some extra defense, never hurt nobody, and an extra card makes life pretty. Woohoo! I think we'll do this. Just kind of keep threats from getting bigger. We've got the block for at least one of them if we needed it. I totally dig sending in the Iron Apprentice on the first shot we get. So again, we're going to attack in just those two. He's got the ward to pay this time. Anybody tells you that these guys don't have removal spells are lying. I usually get 3 or 4 removal spells done in the first 4 or 5 turns. This one's just 2 so far, but enough that like it makes sense. Okay, so we'll go next and just say all attack. Why not, right? And turn. I like this race better. He's not, we lose a 1. It's not going to change anything. I probably could have spent my mana better and attached the familiar, right? in which case we would have been in a better spot, but this is still lethal, so. It's not lethal. My bad. So the smart way to do it is this. Ninjutsu in the Searchlight Companion, because it has an ETB, when this thing strikes, it usually jumps up and says you can put in something. The Searchlight's one too expensive. We would have been better off doing that. Or that, even. Yeah. Okay. Little bit of learning curve there. One more chance to figure things out, and then we'll get into the games. Alright, 3 mana. Both colors. Something to do on turn 1. A couple things to do on turn 4. This is definitely our... Yeah, no. We would lose the Iron Apprentice's thingy. Taking it. This is perfect for the next turn. Probably should have paid a little bit more attention. Say no on the blocks. Because if I can put a Guardians up, and then I'm not going to attack with the Iron Apprentice. I'm only going to attack with this guy. Hopefully creating a block opportunity, and then putting the +1 on the Guardians and making it a pretty serious threat. Koi helps block some things along the way, and I don't love, like, Crew 4. This would be the only way to do that. So I think we do this, and we look at these goblins, and it doesn't really matter which one we pick. And then we say next, and then we go to attack, and we're just going to attack with the 1. It's going to die in a trade, but we're going to put the +1s here to make it into a much stronger beast. Okay. And the hotshot mechanic allows the surge hack mechanic to come up, and now we've actually got some threats of damage, right? So we're going to crew with you, and just to make life easier, I can tap that and go next. And yeah, I'm okay with that, especially with the Rain Bombardment. Getting rid of that extra threat is nice. Just for mana efficiency, we'll put another hotshot mechanic out there. He deals some decent damage if we can avoid Raid Bombardment's good. I think Network Disruptor's done its job. I have no problems with that. Okay. Just do this on 1. No reason to attack with that hotshot mechanic. Oh, whoops, sorry. Next. There we go. Don't think... I mean, we could have brought out the blade. We could have done that, and that would have actually been a pretty good use of our mana, because then we'd get an extra fireball and re-attack. So we spend 4 mana to swap creatures, but we get the same, similar damage kind of deal. Well, look at you with your removal spell. Good for you. Feeling saucy. If I ETB beforehand, it unfortunately prevents the... I guess I pushed the wrong button. Misplays happen, and they're back in the game. Look at them. Okay. We'll go next. Crew with 1. Next. All attack. Definitely. Mistake cost us a bit. Okay, so a couple things we could do. If we wanted to save this hotshot mechanic's life, we could do this and bring it out and bring it in. I think that's the better answer. So we negate their ability to attack back. We bring in the double striker. We boost up the hotshot. And he responds in kind. good because we're both threatening 4 damage at this point, and there just isn't much way to get around that. Okay, so a couple of things to learn and remember. We're certainly not firing on all cylinders just yet, but we don't have much choice. We're running out of time, especially if we're going to pull another one. So let's go. Game 1, 3 hours left in the tourney. Curious. Quick draft is going to go rotate into something else. I think it might be Shadows of Innistrad again. I could be mistaken, but it won't be March of the Machines. They usually keep March of the Machines in a Premier Draft format for a while. Okay, Hotshot Mechanic and 3 lands. I'm not hating our start here. Unfortunately, we are off on things to do for lands. I think I have to take the mulligan, otherwise I'm staring down just getting run over. Yeah, that's much better. We'll put back the Goshintai. Well, I guess I'm kind of glad. Definitely got ourselves a speedy little devil here. I don't mind trading the Arm Guard Familiar with the Leech Gauntlet. And I can take care of the Moth Rider when I put the Surge Hacker in. Mm-hmm. Throw the hover bike in, get the Unforgiving one to tap. Attack with the familiar if they don't block. We're going to be taking 5 on the crackback. The other option would be to save the hover bike to tap and the Unforgiving one on the way in, and then they take 3. But we have a better board state going into the next attack. I think that's better. Yeah. So we'll go next, and we'll say no attacks and end the turn. We can throw up our hover bike. Touching everything for. Stop it. So if he chooses to attack with the Moth Rider, we can block with the high-speed hover bike, which I like. I think I'm okay with that. What do you say we throw this out now and get rid of the Leech Gauntlet? Just be facing a lot lower of a threat in the power. Sure. 2/4 would be a lot better here. I guess we put the koi up, right? He does seem to be locked on his mana just a little bit. That might end up being our saving grace in this game. So far as removal is concerned, he's used just one spell. Or two, really, but he's going to get some land. That's good for us. He'll attack in for 2. So, Covert Technician could help us create a block that would stop things. Golden Tail would do the same thing, and this thing could bounce out the Unforgiving One if I wanted to do it that way. Just kind of giving him some cost for doing it. I think I'd probably do the Moon Snare Specialist, because then I can attack for 3 and he can only attack for 2 on the way back, and then we're in a much better spot to use our Surge Hacker mech. So let's do that. Yeah, it's just 3 more mana he's got to deal with. And then if I tapped both to swing for 5, right, I would be in an unblockable situation, but he would get 2 on the crackback for sure. But if I attack in for 3, he's still going to get 2 on the crackback, so we might as well crew, right? Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to make that the last time I have to do that, as far as letting the Gravelighter in for 2. Yep. Yep. That means that the other 2 cards are not that great in his hand, because otherwise he would have just played one of those. This is a much better card to block with. So we'll put this out as a blocking mechanism. And then we'll just attack with the 1 for now, because we don't need to get our life total into anything scary, and that 2 extra damage is going to be a problem. Alright, now I could do this, but that won't give me anything spectacular. It'll just give me a 2/4 on the ground. So I think I'll just take the air. And I can't use the Surge Hacker mech to block, unfortunately. And so if we're going to end up seeing like the Unforgiving One come in on an attack, it'll be because they do like a removal on one of those 2, Guardians or Moon Snare Specialist. Well, that's good. He likes his menace. That's what I see. My turn. Okay. Life is a lot easier without the Gravelighter. It means we get a lot more attacks in, and we care a lot less about like what comes back at us. So if I did a full swing, I'm only taking 2 on the crackback, and I'm giving 8 damage to him, dropping him down to 5. That feels pretty good. He'll go up to 6. I'll lose another one. So I'll go down to 7, and then he'll hit me for 2. That will put it down to 5 total damage. That will seriously slow us down quite a bit. But I think that that's a better answer. Well, let's say I play it slow here for a second and just take 3. He goes down to 10. I go down to 7. And then we'll see what he plays. I think we have to go for being aggressive. But not all the way aggressive, right? I should have done that too. Ooh. This is interesting. It doesn't kill him though. But it does kill that when it comes back in. Yeah, no. Let's get the 5 damage while we can. We can't block that. We kind of messed up. Who would I get rid of here? I think I'd keep the Guardians, right? Trying to get to a point where I can swing for lethal on the next turn. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is going to take 6 mana to do all the way. Yeah. Okay. I'd rather use the Moon Snare to bounce, I think. Okay. Okay. So, if I throw him out now and just attack for 3, I think that's my best play. Right? I get a free card if I do it this way. But I still am waiting to drop this back in there. And I lose the life. Or I lose a hit. So no reason to do that. We'll do this instead. Okay. I think that's game. All I have to do is survive this attack. And there may not be an attack. And if there isn't, I can double pause and swing for 6 and win. I'd be swinging for 8 if I can do the double pause. If another creature hits the deck, it depends on the nature of the creature. Spirited Companion hit the floor because I really wanted to make sure that if he had another Gravelighter or another removal spell that I could just pick, like if he had an Edict or something like that, I could just pick what I wanted. Definitely been grinding down to the wire here. He knows that if he attacks with 1, he's in trouble. Okay, so before our clock starts ticking, let's take a look at what we could do. We can use 4 of our mana, of our 5 total mana, and do a pause, and just leave a 2/2 on the backtrack, and that will be a swing for 6, and that will be the game, right? The other option would be to crew 2, put a menacing 5/5 up, and that would also be the game. So yeah, we're good. We won. All we have to do is this, and this, and this, and this. And we can do this, and we need 4, and that's fine, because we can do this, since this guy has menace, and then we can say next, I'll attack is fine, and we can win. You're out of mana. I'll take it. I will take it. That's a good win. Played it smart. How to use each and every card's ability to its best. But when you do, you can make your hand win. All right. Very, very happy with a 1-0 start. if we can turn this thing into a 3-win hand, we are golden. We have gotten, I think we pulled 2 mythics and 3 rares when we were drafting, all of them which are cards that we needed. We didn't have any of them going in. It's almost been like we've had protection from duplicates on this. I think we've passed up on 2 rares. One was the stupid samurai one that we didn't want, that we needed a copy of, and one was the Beseiju. Not the Beseiju, the other one, the March of Burgeoning Life. Otherwise, we've taken almost every rare that's come our way, and we've had a pretty good winning percentage. Very interesting hand. There is things to do in the 2-drop slot, including gathering a card. And so it is a keep, albeit a tenuous keep, to say the least. I do like having a hotshot mechanic. What? Well, he's in the bronze category, but he's got some pretty sexy looking skins. Let's see what we get here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Probably not going to use my removal spell on the first thing that he throws. Not much can happen yet. We'll put out the Golden Tail as a nice blocker. Just build up some board presence here. We're kind of low on the toughness for charging in against his little 1/1s that he's about to start creating. Ooh. Ooh, we got a little samurai action going on. I definitely want to ninjutsu the Spirited Companion out if I can. So if I do an all attack here again, he's down to half of his life, and then we can do this. And we'll use our Network Disruptor to its best abilities. On the next turn, if we don't get that's going to hurt. Yeah, that's okay. It's a good blocker. Unfortunately, it's too good of a blocker. So it is definitely the kind of thing that we would get rid of. Down to his last 5 life. One more land, and we'll be swinging for lethal on the next turn. Yeah. That was a pass. We're up to 2 wins, no losses. Moving right along. This deck is so interesting. I have been playing the blue-black ninjas a lot, and I've been playing kind of like the enchantment side of this. I have not been touching the blue-white vehicle, arrest, disruptor kinds of styles. It's another one of these, like, we only have 2 lands, but we've got some things to do. And we don't have the card draw here. That's the only real difference. We still have our removal spell. I'm going to take the risk on it, though. This could be our loss, though. This is, if you get stuck without 1 more land and you've got nothing but 3 drops, you're in trouble. It's okay. Kind of a lost cause to spend both of those, so we're just going to hold off on it and see if we can't control, the tapping game while we're waiting for that land to show up. Azusa's Many Journeys is nice. He will be ramping, getting an extra land here. We did get our 3rd land, which is excellent. That means that we'll probably be doing this. A 3/3 body is tough to deal with, but it's probably not going to be as tough as whatever he's ramping into. And so I'm going to let the 3 body live and just do some dumb things to it. tapping it twice. And then when the big thing comes down, whatever he's ramping towards here, when that starts coming down, I think that's when we consider okay. Okay. Kind of interesting. We have 4 mana. We can just do this. Pull the tap off. Go next. I'll attack. Go next. And then bring this guy back out. He's going to have a 3/3 flyer. That's pretty good. I just let him have it, right? Let's see if he does something crazy. Something's got to hit the deck here. That was not what I expected. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have a very interesting situation here. I think that we incisor arrest this thing. We all attack. Mm-hmm. Someone's getting bounced. Probably the 2 times. Nope. Interesting. A lot of shenanigans going on around here. Okay. Where do you say we high-speed hover bike the geothermal kami and just all swing? Yeah, I like putting the pressure on him. So if he pulls out another one of those disruptors, we win. Behold the Unspeakable does buy him a turn. That might have been a huge mistake. We certainly don't have the ability to block a lot here. But we do have this to get in for 2. What if I throw the flyer out and then use the high-speed hover bike to get in for 2? It's okay. Do we get a scoop? Nope. I think that's game. right? So just to reiterate here, I just need to get a total of 2 damage in. If I do that, I definitely get it. Channeling Ward 2 is not possible. So if I do this and this, right, then he only has 1 blocker, and I'm definitely getting in for 2 damage. Okay, so he's got to block 1, get rid of another, and another. Didn't work. We win. All right, 3-0 and rolling. Being a little bit aggressive in this format, like we're pulling off some shenanigans on the early game. Makes me wonder if this Go Shintai is the right answer, if we should just put in a second one of these. Because this is such a good win con. I think that's what I'm going to do. This short circuit is a decent removal if you're facing one of those guys that are flying, but I don't know if there's anything that I would take out of this deck. Otherwise, everything else feels like it has a good role and it fits well. So yeah, this is our win con. It's won us 2 out of our 3 games. I just don't see it coming. They let the defense get down there just a little bit. Oh, dang. People are profiting. Okay, another one of these 2 land hands, but we've got 2 card draws that are possible. And so having a network disruptor out early is kind of a loss. I don't feel like I really want to go down that road, so we'll say end. I do want to get damage out early, though. I'm not going to lie. Oh, this is bad. We've got to get going fast now. All right. Come on, land. That hurts. We got another try, though. Another 2 tries, actually. See if he plays the land first and makes the mistake. Nope. So when he gets hit, he can exile an artifact or enchantment that we control. We did get our land, thank goodness. Right? I do think that that is a scary enough threat that I just don't want to deal with it. Typically, I would not do the first thing that they throw, but Cap-Attack Wrecker is another story. Okay, we could do the trade with the Golden Tail Disciple on the block. I don't think he's going to. He's going to turn it into a 4 or 5, and then we're in trouble. Yep. I don't think we win this game. We'd need another removal spell. I say our only other one, but we have more than one. So double blocking here is interesting. I think I'm going to do it. The companion's already done his stuff. Ah. While we were young. Come on. I may not have an answer for anything in here. I think the best I can do is chump and watch his total life total just go through the roof. I'd really like to bounce him if I could, but I'll just take the chumps for now. And we'll see if we can't tap it. Yeah. We're just going to have to chump. Planar Incision on the Searchlight Companion and an Armed Guard Familiar are both pretty decent. If I don't get the removal spell soon, though, so I could do the Spirited Companion first, see what I draw. It's a land. So we could Planar Incision the Searchlight Companion in order to make some more chump blockers. We could bounce Spirited Companion back, get Armed Guard Familiar out for free. Definitely like that as a playthrough line, and then maybe even put the Guardians of Obora out too. So let's try it. Would love to bounce the Golden Tail Disciple. Feel like it's just some touch card. Definitely like this out for free. Just a little bit more benefit. And then that does give us 5 damage to deal with over there, or we could do the Spirited Companion again. I think we do the Spirited Companion with the idea that we're probably chump blocking it. Okay. Okay. So he attacks. We sell out the block and hit him for 5 and then finish him off with the Surge Hacker mech. Seems like our best answer, doesn't it? This is scary, though. He wants 1 white left over. Why does he want 1 white left over? There's a 1 mana battle trick that will give it +1. And that would put it out of reach for our Surge Hacker mech. Changing his mind. But it does tell me that he's got the trick, right? Okay. So. He's up to 40 life, and we just still can't beat this one stupid thing because we can't draw a Touch of the Spirit Realm. That's about it at this moment right now. I think Guardians might be the best answer. And then we could attach the Armed Guard Familiar to it on the next turn. That does have us chumping the Covert Technician. That's probably the best bet, though. It does have us being able to block for 7, so that allows this to get in for free. What a turn, what a turn. Jumping again. Okay, so now what? I think we're attaching to here. Yeah, there's really not much I can do. If I put this 1 out, it does give me a total of 8. And so if he doesn't throw a land, right? Like if he doesn't throw a land, it's possible that we fend off 1 attack here. But he does. And there's not much I can do. So I'm just chumping this. I will be chumping the Searchlight Companion next. Just desperate for that removal spell. I mean, that's 10, and so we could trade everything if he does it again. But not getting... That's unbelievable. Oh my gosh, good game. Well, now we're double jumping. There's not much to do. Removal spell? You just don't exist, do you? You just don't exist. I don't know what to do. Oh my god. 'Tis the end. This just concede. Move on in life. Oh my gosh. Just couldn't get through. I couldn't draw that spell to save my life. 1 loss. That's okay. We're already at the 3-win mark. I'd like to get 1 or 2 more, but I'd be just 1 more would probably be ideal. Hey, we got 3 lands. What do we got? Game 5. First time we've gotten a hand with 3 lands. Sounds right. Sounds right. Nothing to do either until turn 3. I hate this hand. But the Guardians of Oberon might be able to stabilize. Maybe. There's no guarantee. We'll see. It's a good start. We got a 2-drop. Never didn't have it. Shigeki. Fun. Shigeki kind of comes in and out based on his need to go get more lands. So I'm not tapping anything right now, but maybe putting out something like this on the early side would be smarter. We're not attacking in because he's only got 1 toughness. If we can get 1 more land, the ideal play is to attach the Armed Guard Familiar to the Blade Blizzard. That makes him a 4/3 double striker, which becomes pretty scary pretty fast. Yeah, that's okay. No Shigeki shenanigans. We didn't pick up the land there, so we won't be able to do our plan. But we still have 3 mana, allowing us to do one of the other 2 slots. We might as well put out the Spirited Companion just to see what happens. And that's good. That's real good. I don't, again, see any reason to attack. Would like to start putting some pressure, though, fast, because this green-white deck can have a tendency to really get out of control very, very quickly, like that, right? Come on, land. Don't mess with me now. Give me a land. Oh, come on, you. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do this and that, and then attack with those two. I'm going to save the rest for the Besagio when it shows up. Jukai Trainee hits as a 3/3, and that grows. Nothing necessary here to incise. Unfortunately, we still can't pick up our land that we're hoping for. And so at best, we've got the Moon Snare Specialist to bounce something, which we'll do to the Go Shintai when it gets bigger. So we're holding on to our Network Disruptor in this play for a later turn. Would like the 4th mana to put onto that to make it a big threat. So I think what we're going to do is sacrifice Iron Apprentice and drop the +1 on the Guardian of Oboro. Right? So now we have a 4/5 that can attack. We have a plan for the Branch of Besagio, and then a later plan for the Go Shintai. Things we don't have a plan for. Oh, look at you. We finally got you. We got to get rid of this. Like, that's just a must. So it's gone. And then we don't have the mana to do the ninjutsu effect yet. I think we lose more than we gain by doing the all attack. We definitely have the bigger body over here. I would be okay trading off and thinning out his board a little bit, though. What do you think? This would trade with Jukai, and I think it's a better off not trading anything at this point, unfortunately. Please put it on the Go Shintai? No. Yeah. I could bounce that. Spent all but 1 mana. Then he sticks it. There. Okay. So, again, lots of big threats here, but a couple things that we could do that would work in our favor. God, I wish I had that 1 more mana. I could really start to put some pressure on this guy. I'd rather bounce the Golden Tail, in my opinion, right? So we'll say next, and we'll just do this, and we'll say next, and we'll do this, and this, and this, and this. And then we will bounce, yep. And then we will probably consider waiting, and because we don't have another ninjutsu effect, so getting him out now doesn't make a lot of sense. A trick? It would be kind of devastating for us to lose the Guardians of Oboro. I'd rather just take the 4 damage. Right? I think we're dead. I'm just going to throw this out here as a chump block at this point right now. I've only got one thing that can take out a 5/5, and he's got two that can block it. So it would be a trade. Blade Blizzard would trade off with like Shishiro's Living Legacy, but I think I'm okay with that. Otherwise, we're going to just lose more creatures on our end. That doesn't matter. Okay, you chump that. That's okay. We're doing some more tricks. Oof. Okay, this board's getting out of hand, and there's not a lot that I can do here. I can channel ability to two blockers. I could 6 total mana. I could put this on the Blade Blizzard and make it into a decent defender. Or the Guardians of Oboro, but I kind of like it more as like a first striker 6/4. Let's see if we can't stop some of these shenanigans here. Okay, so problems I can deal with later. Has this trick been sitting in his hand the whole time? Has he been bluffing the trick and we didn't need to take the 8 damage? I didn't have much of a choice. And I don't see a way around this now. Right? The best thing that I could do is put some counters. This will take 4, and then this will take 3, and I've got 7. So I can do that. I can put 2 pause counters here and here, and then throw another blocker. Which, interestingly enough, probably worth it. I don't think that's enough. Okay. Definitely Chump City, I think, right? We get to save a little bit of life. Think that we're dead no matter what, so this is just all for fun. Good game. I think that's the end of us. You just can't let this hand, this, yeah, nice. You just can't let this kind of opponent in the green-white enchantments, you can't let them sit around for 2 or 3 turns like that. If you don't put them on their back foot early and then, do some shenanigans with them, you're just not going to have a chance to do anything positive with your cards. Oh god. All right. 2 losses. Just hoping for one more win. Happy with 3 on this hand. This was definitely a different experiment to do more than anything. And we've been playing for an hour, which makes me think that if we were to try to do another one, we wouldn't get there. Hey, 4 lands. We'll try something new. Yeah, let's go. Do you? Interesting. Fun. I think I would probably just put this one out for now. There might be some better things to plan our incision than the Spirited Companion. Just kind of keep whittling here. I like the card cleaning that happens with the Sky Swimmer Koi. We do have enough artifacts that it actually plays out pretty good in the long term. I think that if I play the Koi, attack with the Iron Apprentice, I'm giving him 2 life back, but I'm getting a +1 on a flyer. And that to me feels pretty good. Here comes a removal spell, because he keeps touching it. Yeah, that's fine. I got an idea. This comes in nice. We hotshot Mechanic. What if we attack in with all first? We don't even give him a hint of what we're going to do. Okay? We attack in with all and see what happens. We'll save this. It's so worth it. And then we throw this. And then we see what comes next, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we need this. So I do think that that was the trick for the Golden Tail and the reason why he wanted to do that. I'm okay with that. Say no on the block. Covert Technician's kind of cool as far as playing artifact cards is concerned, but we're not going to do enough damage. But we will get back a possible this seems weird, but I really want to utilize the Surge Hack Mech's capabilities to its highest deal. I think we'd just be throwing away anything if we attacked in. Because we'd either throw away our Hotshot Mechanic, which we don't want to do with the Surge Hack Mech on there. This Guardians of Burrow stops the Golden Tail from coming in. Well, so it used to. He'll get 3. It's an enchantment creature. Mm-hmm. What a bummer, man. We just can't get in there. Like, no matter how I try this. It's going to go back to the flyer again. And we're in trouble now. Boy, this Golden Tail Disciple's pretty good, man. I think I have undervalued that card a little too much. Mm-hmm. Interesting. He's not really offering me a trade here. And he's going to take me down to 3 life. So I have to jump block. I don't really have a choice of doing that. Mm-hmm. Let's draw a removal spell. We can put on the Vector Glider. Or the Michi goes to the Golden Tail. I mean, Golden Tail's not going to be that scary. We just got to stop getting hit. Taking a break, huh? Not what I would have expected. Mm-hmm. So just for argument's sake, crew, attack for 5, Blade Blizzard out for 4, or Ninja for 6. We've got 6 total. So crew, Covert Technician, Replay Surge Hacker, Destroy Network Disruptor. Leave yourself open for a 3 crackback. Other option would be 6, just throw them both out there and take the 1, right? I think that's the better answer, unfortunately. I think we can still crew, it's fine. I'm assuming he's gotten another planar disruption. He's done a lot of this, like, interaction stuff. Wander's intervention, repel the vial, planar instruction. Like, so, he's tried to win on the floor a lot, and I feel like it's definitely been working for him. I would happily trade Blade Blizzard for Golden Tail. Is that game? 7, 8? That's game. We can't block the 1/1, and even if we could, we're still paused enough that we can't block the other two. Okay, so we definitely found the weakness for the game, the hand. We went 3 and 3, and that is okay by me. This was an experiment and a half. We drafted, I think this was our pick one, pack one, and so I was like, okay. And then we just kind of kept getting cards that seemed like they were sort of going to work in the vehicle deck, and we didn't see a lot of positive cards. Oh, we tried to do the Invoke Justice too. That was the other thing that I thought like maybe would work. We picked up a Nashi along the way, so we kind of passed up on some value on some of these picks. But the name of the game was to get as many cards that we didn't have, because with this retiring, we just don't know if we're going to see this set come back around. All in all, we're going to claim our prize here, get our 300 gems and our single pack, pop it open to see what we got, and little nothings, but I like this. And a March of the Swirling Mist. Ooh, that is definitely a card that I wanted to pick up. It's a very, very useful card with some of the it's just a useful card. Like, it's just a good card in general. It can pause their entire team. You can attack in like crazy and flinch them out. I don't know why you would want to do that, but there's some reasons. But the name of the game with the March of the Swirling Mist is to kind of control. And it's our third copy, which means it's now very much a playable card, something that we can kind of build into our deck and say with relative confidence that it's coming back our way. Brute Suits, Ganjos, those were the things that showed up as well in the pack. So there was definitely a little bit of spin in the dial here. We're up to 88% on the vault. We should be probably flipping that vault here soon. And March of the Machines is just around the corner. We've got a sealed game that we're going to lead off with March of the Machines, just because it's going to give us the most amount of cards, and it's going to give us the ability to play with said cards until we understand their usages. Then once we feel like a little bit more comfortable, we'll probably use our 2 tokens and hopefully build our gems total back up into the 5,000 to 6,000 range. I've got a third token up there, and then the Mastery Pass will give us a 4th token as well. So we should be able to do some drafting next week, get our total up high, and then see what happens after that. I think that's it. That's probably the end. This has been a super, super fun format. Way more fun for me than even the Shadows over Innistrad. I didn't think that the Shadows over Innistrad remastered set worked well for me, just because I didn't have a lot of answers. I didn't know a lot of what to do in there. And it looks like Quick Draft's new one has already cycled over. It feels early. But they're doing another Phyrexia All Will Be One Quick Draft. And this, while I know it inside and out, and I can definitely use it to acquire some cards, one of the problems I've got is I've already acquired like the majority of the Phyrexia All Will Be One set. There is very little that we would be able to pull that would be unique and new, and I am super over this set. I do not think that I will be doing any Phyrexia All Will Be One drafting in the quick draft format. I think I'll be focusing on the Premier Draft, and depending on how our Premier Drafts do in the March of the Machines, I'm kind of looking forward to acquiring the new cards. It is a crazy set, if you ask me. It looks like it's Bomb City. I might even just save up. If I recall, these are 10,000 gold in the Premier Draft, right? So I might just save up some coins and then just do another one with 10,000 gold, and then try to turn that into like 1,000 gems kind of deal. I think that that's a reasonable thing to do as well. It'll get us cards that we're looking for. It'll get us like a set. So if we use our tokens correctly, and let's say we average 3 wins, which is 1,000 gems back. We could end up here, so we should probably say like if we averaged, and this is plus 400, but this is minus 750. So let's say that the average is about 800 gems on the way back, assuming that, some of them will be 2, some will be 3, and some will be 4 and above. And obviously, we can do great if we can get up here. But let's assume for a second that we average just like at 3, but because the fall off is more punishing at the bottom than it is the gain going up, we're probably going to have about an 800 gem average. That gives us, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 5 times 800 is 4,000 gems. So we should be close to 8,000 gems. That's plenty to um, kind of, I don't want to say go infinite, but it should be enough to allow us to quick draft the heck out of March of the Machines when it goes into quick draft form the week or two later after it releases. So I think that May is a March of the Machines draft month in the quick draft. We'll do something like what we did here, where we did like 13 or 14 different drafts, and really just kind of fleshed out almost an entire set out of those quick drafts. I think it's the best way for us to acquire cards. It's fun, it's fast, and it keeps us playing. It's also a whole lot less frustrating than standard. Standard just feels like so like algorithm dependent, right? Like you want to play a certain way, you want to try a new deck. I have a deck that I really like that the algorithm doesn't know what to do with over here. To give you an example, it's the one forge, and it's where I'm playing with an all will be one, a Koth, and then Urabrask Forge with Sprinter, Churning Reservoir with Evolving Adapted, kind of a late game, just sort of out of nowhere crusher, and some big defensive body / the ability to trample and proliferate and add counters to everything. Really fun deck to play. Definitely wins a little bit more than it loses, but like it has a weakness because 2 of those things are artifacts or enchantments that really are crux to making this thing a winner, right? And that is the Forge and the All Will Be One. So if you put me up against, let's say, the Trap Breaker inside the Wolf deck, she can just delete those things every time she attacks. And it's like, what do I do? And there's no removal except for the burn spells built into this deck. So we are, not the happiest when we see the wolves start to show. This is frustrating, but it's okay. Nope. Yeah, this is going to hurt. All right, so I can do this. That'll pump this up 1, drop those onto him, which is nice. And then we can just all attack and get 7 damage in, nice and quick and easy. Mm-hmm. 2 or fewer. Oh, what a bummer. Um, I guess we just do the Maze Crusher. And it won't boost up the adaptive anymore. Or we just make the adaptive bigger and attack in, and it's okay. Yeah, I think we do that. Let's keep the pressure on him. I am okay with that. Little chump block. And he'll have to do that again. And we will have the ability to do another one. Threatening lethal on board, which is interesting. Can't stop, won't stop. Get it, get it. He's threatening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have one more turn to get this right. Things that we could do over here would be throw the Koth out and then do a fireball of 2 against one of these guys, and I don't think that that does enough. I could do a Magmatic Sprinter again, and he would still have to chump out the Bloating Contaminator, and that would back them off, but he still has enough to make lethal on the next turn. But this thing has flying and haste, and so that is our finishing move. As long as we're not facing lethal on this turn, we are going all in. We can throw our adaptive out as a bit of a chump blocker against a bit of a toxic piece, and that is okay by me. That's fine. Good on you. But you don't have a block for that. And I have a Shivian Devastator, which is 4. And like I said, this deck wins a little bit more than it loses. That's okay. We win. I think he tried to sucker me into thinking that I didn't have to continue to put threats out because he had that -4, and that, I don't know, maybe not, but it wouldn't have changed anything now that I think about it, because losing the toughness there with a bunch of camp blocks. That's it though. Like that's how that deck plays. It has a lot of play lines that give it wins. It's very, very aggressive. Um, it's fun. It has ways to get answered, right? Like if you end up going up against what's that black card? Any of the, you know, any of the, what's it called? The things that they don't take damage, but then they stop. Ah, why am I lost? I don't know. They're in black. The new Phyrexian bad boys, the big guys. The 4 mana. There you go. Obliterators. Any of these obliterators, and it's like, ugh. How do you get in, right? You need removal, and the closest thing we've got to removal is like, you know, the 5 bomb that comes out of this that could blow that up. So we need a, you know, an All-Be-One to be on there, and we need a Miklos Maze Crusher, or we need a lot of like a lot of these guys, a lot of mountains showing up in order to use his -3. Um, yeah, difficult at times, but really, really fun deck. I could definitely take down 2 of these Churning Reservoirs and turn them into removal spells. What would we like as far as removal spells is concerned? We would be in red and green. I guess it needs to be able to do 5 damage. So I think we're looking at these Obliterating Bolts, if I'm not mistaken. What are they called? Instant Sorcery. Somewhere in the Rebel Salvo. There you go. That's the one I'm looking for. Affinity for equipment we get. There just isn't a lot of things that will do 5 damage, you know, otherwise. And so if we're judicious and not utilizing these on things that, you know, we can ignore or whatever the case is, I think that will help a little bit. There's also a nice amount of Monumental Facades in here, which works so good with the All Will Be One. They actually even work with the Churning Reservoir too, because you can take an oil counter off, which allows the Churning Reservoir activate only if an oil counter was removed from permanent kind of criteria, and then allows you to make a chump blocker. And I've definitely gotten paused in this where I've lost like a forge, but I still have an OB1, and so I just kind of continue to take one off there, create a chump blocker, survive another one, throw a fireball at him, do the same thing, throw a fireball at him, do the same thing, throw a fireball at him, like just kind of like whittling him down. I beat a guy with like 40 health, and I had 3 that way. It was painful to watch. So there is a grind opportunity with the Churning Reservoir that I've taken down, but it's pretty rare that the games go that way. Most of the time, we find them in this kind of situation. I would rather have an all will be one and then throw a Koth, or I'd rather have an all will be one and then throw a Miglos. So ideally, your draws look like what we saw in the last one. Magmatic Sprinter works so good with the Evolving Adaptive and with the Arabrask Forge that this synergy is just endless amounts of fun. And then this is a really, really solid defender as well as a good way to pump up the oil counters and the things that exist all over the place. So there's there's nothing bad about this deck. It's just not used. Like people just don't lean into the all will be one anymore. I do want to point out one thing. Here's a little nugget that I was thinking about. If you are putting down a battle card, the battle cards have counters that are called, like, not loyalty counters. There's something else counters. But that should trigger the all will be one to be able to destroy something with a fireball that's equal to the amount of counters that just showed up. Which means no matter what battle you cast, if an all will be one is already on the deck, that battle is instantly flipped. And you should be able to get whatever the backside of any battle is really, really, so you get the ETB effect, you blow it up, and you get the creature, and you didn't have to attack, and you didn't have to expose yourself to anything. I think all will be one might end up becoming a major, major player in the world of battles soon. I think that if you had something that you needed to take out of the Phyrexia All Will Be One into the March of the Machines, this is probably better than anybody is recognizing. You could make an all battle deck. Now that I'm thinking about it, and you could use like the red and black, because the red and black battle like destroys something with power 3 or less, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes in. And so you could use those as controls, and then you could just all will be one, and then find ways to get rid of them all like as you go. You could have battles that continue to come out and get huge, and then that would make it easier for like the battles that flip to flip the other battles kind of thing. I can see some major shenanigans in the battle world happening. So I'm actually really excited about the new set. It does look to me like in the draft format, there's a little bit too much power with the amount of rares and mythics that they have put forward. And a lot of games just seem to be decided on who draws that mythic card first. It should help you if you know that going in, that the tricks, because of the power level in the rares, are so high. There's so many A's and A plus kind of rares that are out there, unlike the set that we just finished, right? Unlike the set that was over here, where in Kamigawa the rares didn't have a ton of power in them. There were some good ones, very, very good ones, but there weren't like, and you're dead, right? Like, I don't care if I've got 2 life and you've got 40, it's over. Like, the Atraxa level kind of rares. They're just mothers of machines full of those suckers, whether they're coming out of the back of battles or whether they're coming out of the rare and mythic cards that exist when you throw, they will decide so many games. And so I think that if you see something like that, like identifying all of those possible ones, you should be willing to abandon any strategy that you had in going in to just form your deck around those, because there's almost no chance that you're not going to come across these other people who are also doing that. And if you're not, you are depending on a game to go 7, 8, 9 turns, and that is just giving them all the chance they need to look at half their deck and easily be able to pull out the mythic or the rare that ends the game. So I think that you lose way too much, way too fast with the old methodology of I need to have a certain amount of 2-drops, and I need to make sure on turn 1 I'm ready to go. Those are much, much less important. Then I need to make sure that somewhere around turn 5 or 6, I can put my opponent in a vice and keep him from being able to do anything ever again. You won't be able to attack, you won't be able to stop the onslaught coming his way, and this is going to turn one-sided very, very fast. That's what I've seen out of the pre-release yesterday, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. Thanks again for watching if you are, and I will be back with March of the Machines probably on the next time I come in to do a stream. So look forward to talking.